back to another video. We're super excited that you guys have joined us. If you haven't yet, make sure you guys like this video, share this video, subscribe, and post on your post notifications.
And turn on
your post notifications so you guys can be updated with the recent any video that we post in the future. And we're really excited about this video because tomorrow is going to be our 1 year anniversary. And we are going to talk about things that we've learned about being in a relationship
for a whole year.
So hopefully this, helps you guys when you're in your relationship, learn from either our mistakes or what we've learned. Again, we're not perfect. I don't think we're ever going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But this is just what we've learned, and hopefully, this resonates with you guys. And yeah, by the way, you don't know our names. Sorry.
I was waiting.
Huh?
I was waiting for that one.
Oh, sorry. But my name is Giancarlo.
And I'm Naisha.
And yeah, let's go ahead and pull up the questions.
Let's whip out the questions. First question is, how did you know this was a relationship worth pursuing? How did you know I was worth pursuing?
I definitely wanted to start pursuing when, fully like, okay, I'm going to take this serious, is when I had peace about, the thoughts of, okay, you being a potential girlfriend, someone I can see myself having a future with. So when I started seeing a lot of the green flags, like the green flags I have, and especially having peace and my mom and dad liking her from what they see, that's when I was like, you know what, this is definitely worth pursuing.
Yeah.
And that's how I really.
No, yeah, it's the same for me. I think I only knew that I wanted to pursue this during the summer. But even before that, because, I liked you. But during the summer, that's the same thing. I started noticing, how you were as a person and, with people. And then the main thing for me, too, was peace. Because I was, even, from, when we first started talking, I would always pray, God, give me peace. This is, my person. And I always had it. So I think that was a major reason.
Another question we had was, were there any cultural differences you guys had to accustom to? I think that one is going to be, harder. I think it's harder once... No, well, I believe when you get married.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I have to accustom right now is just the type of food you like and you eat.
Yeah. Not very much, language or how we are as a person. It's just mostly food. Because I grew up liking some type of food and he likes a different type of food. So it's sometimes when we go out, it's he wants that, but then I'm I don't think I'll like that, So that, and I feel it'll be more harder when we live together because obviously that's when I'm gonna cook or we have to make the dinner, and it's okay, well then,
Yeah, I think when it comes to did I interrupt you?
No.
I think when it comes to culture, it's a lot easier when you come from the same cultural background. We're both Latinos.
Yeah.
Next one is, what's one of the biggest things you learned about being in a relationship? So yes, definitely sacrifice. I'll be honest, just sacrificing sleep, sacrificing, your own personal free time. Just, you have someone that you need to attend to. I don't want to say it that way, but you have someone that, that you love and, you're committed to them. So you have to sacrifice time to be with them and make sure they're okay. And it's time that I love sacrificing. It's never a burden to sacrifice time, but you're gonna have to sacrifice some time,
Yeah.
For me, once 9 o'clock hits, usually if I'm home, it's me and Aisha talking.
Yeah. You do? For me, I definitely learned obviously a lot of things, but the one I learned the most was to learn to be loved. As cheesy as that sounds, and it's simple things. I never was used to a gentleman opening my doors and doing things like that for me. I was just used to me doing that, or me learning to accept when he gives me compliments and stuff. Because at first it was really hard. But do you think I've been good? Yeah. At first I would open my door and he'd be like, "Bro, I'm gonna get that." So I'm I'm sorry. So definitely learning to be loved and accept compliments and stuff. But also same thing, sacrifices, being intentional. Yeah, honestly, learning to love the other person right and learning to be loved. That's something that I've learned.
Yeah, there's so many things that we learned. This is just what came off
Yeah,
the
that's
top of
what
our
came
heads
to.
right now.
Yeah. How have your friendships changed since being in a relationship? I can talk about that.
Go for it.
So for me, I was always constantly around guy friends. I like was just hanging out a lot with guys. Like I had a lot of guy friends, even like playing soccer and stuff. I would always be like around guys, and then I had this like one best friend that I would always like go out with and stuff. Definitely changed once dating. Once talking, not even official, because I knew that like I had to like set that boundary. We had to talk about it sometimes because obviously like it's a transition. It's kind of hard to do right off the bat. Just kind of like no, I can't hang out with this person. But
Alone.
yeah.
Alone.
But now looking back, like a year later, like I know where our boundaries are in that area, and I'm definitely going back to like learning. I've learned to like set a boundary with not being with guys alone because I want to respect him and honor him, and yeah, I don't want to leave space for any like what is it? What's the word? Confusion.
Confusion or
any
assumptions.
confusion or assumptions from other people, and so yeah, it changed a lot because I had to let go of some friends. Not let go, but like some like the way I'm hanging out with them and stuff is kind of different.
Yeah. Honestly, for me, they haven't changed as much because I never really hung out with the girl like one on one. I never did. I'm the only people I really hang out with are like my guy friends, and there's only like specifically like two girls that I'm like close with. But I don't really hang out with them alone. Like one has a boyfriend, the other one is doing her thing, and we always hung out in a group. So for me, it really hasn't changed. It's a blessing that Nasha allows me to hang out with my guy friends, or even go play basketball or go play volleyball. It helps a lot. So for me, it really hasn't changed. Um,
Yeah.
I think I always had a healthy way of hanging out with people.
I think this question's for me. How did you know he was the one? Yeah. I get nervous about this question. So basically, peace was like the number one like thing that I was just like, yeah, for sure. Cause I've dated other guys, and it was always like something was like I was like worried about some things. Oh, I didn't see you. I was worried about some things, or I was doubtful, and the Lord would be clear on like no. So I had to like let go of like some relationships in the past. But with him, like it was always like peace, nothing like that. And then as I was like dating him, I was kind of praying for a confirmation, not for me, but mainly for like my mom. So my mom's big on confirmation, and she was just always like, ask God to tell you like if he's the one, because I had when I was a little girl, I had a prophecy that God was saving someone for myself. So yeah, so my mom, she got that prophecy when I was a little girl. So my mom was just like, make sure you ask for a confirmation. So then I was just kind of praying for confirmation, even though I knew I had peace about him. But I was still kind of praying for like a confirmation because I still think that's kind of cool if the Lord tells you this person, yes, you know what I mean? Like I think that's awesome. So one day I was at church, this speaker came. I was doing my thing in cameras. He called me to the front just to summarize it. Don't want to make it long. Called me to the front. He told me that I'm talking to someone. We weren't official by like when that happened. He was like, you're talking to someone. He doesn't go to the church. He plays like he loves music. He's a musician. He does this. Like he was so clear on everything, and it was clearly that it was him. And he was like, I was scared because I was like, he's about to tell me no, all this stuff. And then he called my mom, and he was like, you got a prophecy about her when she was younger, that God was saving someone for her. And my mom starts crying immediately. And he was like, and you've been asking for a confirmation to my mom. And he was like, and this is it. The Lord says like, this is the person that God has saved for her. And so yeah.
And he did save me for you because Nasha's my first girlfriend. I mean, before I had, I liked, there's this thing I was liking this person for a couple of years, but we never made it official. This other thing, you have your thing, your little flings. But it's because I was trying to figure out, okay, is this person for me or not? But it wasn't for me. Those people weren't for me, and I never took that step of making it official until I met Nisha. So it's crazy. The Lord did save me for her, And I do want to say one thing. A great way to know when the person's the one, first of all, don't really think about like
The
the one. Just enjoy your moment. Like, don't really think about that.
Yeah.
Like, it's gonna
Can
just
you
stress.
do life with this person?
Yeah, just
Can you pursue the Lord with this person?
Yeah.
If yes and yes,
yeah. If it makes sense, cool.
if you have peace.
Yeah, for me, it's like if it was everything like everything just kind of flowed.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it wasn't forced or anything.
It wasn't forced. That's when you know, like,
Yeah.
dang, this really worked out. Like,
Yeah.
this is the Lord's hand was on this.
Even like even our first date, the conversation was so natural. And I left there, I was just like, oh my gosh, that wasn't forced at all, you know? So that's how besides peace, that's how I was like, okay, this is my person. What adventures are you excited to share together?
Future adventures or adventures that we've already had?
No, what adventures are you excited to share together?
Man, there's so many.
I have a whole list.
If you want to be honest, I think one adventure that I'm very excited to be on and see is your growth as a woman, as a daughter of God, as a worker, as a social media influencer. That's one adventure I'm definitely excited to be on and see, and I'm honored to be part of it. You know, because the people who are always around me, I always want to make sure that they do better than me. Not saying that I'm horrible, but like I would prefer my friends to do way better than me, to have more success than me. That's just the type of heart that I have. You know, I don't need to be more successful than Nisha or than my friends. You know, just I want you to be as great as you can be.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm very excited for, you know. Obviously, there's a lot more.
Yeah, no, same thing for me. I'm just excited to like continue doing life with you, and like looking in the future ahead. We have a fun trip coming up, so like I'm excited for that.
Oh yes, dude, like memories, like that. I think that's
to
gonna be our
build
first
memories.
That's gonna be our first big adventure.
Yeah, it's coming up in December, so we're gonna vlog it. So be on the lookout. But yeah, just things like that, just building memories. I'm literally the littlest things. Like I'm excited for Christmas because I love Christmas and I love you. So it's like Christmas Eve, you know what I mean? Or like in the future, like obviously marriage and stuff. Like that's like obviously we're excited for that. But it's just the little things. I'm just excited to do life with you, and also to see you like succeed because it's so crazy that I get to be part of that. You know what I mean? Next one is, how did the talk about your feelings come up? And oh my gosh, so we went on, was it a date? We just kind of hung out at Six Flags. We were like, hey, you want to go to Six Flags?
Yeah, it's just when we started to get to know each other.
So we went to Six Flags, right? And we go on the rides. Oh my gosh. But that day was so like, it felt like a good like day to like get to know the other person because the lines, we would be in the lines for like 30 minutes and we talked so much. Anyways, we went on rides, all this and that. It got late, and then we had like one more ride to go on, or...
This girl, bro.
Okay, hold up, because we have two different perspectives here. So you know that big... Oh, well, if you're Six Flags from Texas, there's a big tower that you can like go on and like just kind of look to like the city. Oh my gosh, stop. Anyways, so we had like one more ride, and then I asked him, he was like, do you want to go on the ride or do you want to go?
The Titan.
The Titan
specifically. And
so I asked him, I was like, have you been on like the tower? And he was like, no, I don't think so. So I asked him, I was like, well, have you been on the tower? And he's like, no. And I was like, so do you want to? Because he thinks that I did it on purpose to lead him up there. But in my brain, I'm like, I don't know why I thought that tower was so cool. And I was like, let's just go. Like, because if I know he hadn't been there, I would just want to like see his reaction to be like, oh, this is cool, you know? So I was like, so let's go, you know? So... He thinks I did it on purpose. Anyways, besides the point.
Before the story keeps going, can I tell my perspective?
Yes.
So yes, we want to go on a ride. I'm like, hey, let's go on a ride. And she points out the tower. Guys, think about it. It's dark. It's late. Almost 10 o'clock. She wants to take me up to a very tall tower where there's no one there. Have a whole sky view of the whole park in the city.
You thought about that way too much.
What do you think she want to do? She want to, you know what I'm saying? So I think.
Did you think that's what I wanted, or is that what you wanted? So that's why all this thought process is happening in your.
You know you want that because I was like, are you sure you want to go up there? You're like, yeah, let's go. I was like, you want to go on the tower? You're like, no, I want to go to the tower. She wanted some.
Some of this.
I'm joking, but that was what I thought. That's what I thought.
No, and
To this day, I still think it.
well, till this day in my head, I was like, I knew I just did not mean it like that. Anyways, long story short, we go up the tower, and you know, we got there. Oh yeah, kind of cool. We look at like, oh, sorry, sorry. We look around, and this is where it kind of got like, okay, something we knew something was gonna happen or whatever. So I need to sit up for this story. Listen, just picture this. There's a fence, right? To like, it's open. There's a fence. You're seeing everything, all the buildings, all the lights. And we got to a point where like it just got quiet. It just got super quiet. We were just like, and then what's funny about this?
Looking at the city.
What's funny about this is that the fence, we were literally like close to it, like with I even have my fingers through the fence, and we were just like, and then we were just quiet, just looking at the city. And I like kind of like look at him, and I'm like, I realize he's kind of thoughtful. So I'm like, he's thinking about something. I don't know what he's thinking about, but let me ask him, right? So then I asked him. I was like, what are you thinking about?
And what I was thinking, let me tell you what I was thinking. I was thinking about telling her, like, I want to tell her that I like her. Okay, that's in my head.
I want to tell her that I like her.
That's in my head. I want to tell her that I like her.
So yeah, I noticed he's thinking. So I'm like, what are you thinking about? And homeboy goes, yeah, no, I'm just wondering how buildings are built. And I look at the buildings, and I look at him, and I was like, I literally said, that is not what you're thinking about.
I literally could have said, like,
you could have said,
how
like,
beautiful the scenery is, you know?
No, you just, oh yeah, no, I'm just like, how are buildings built? Like, it's like, yeah, no, dude, yeah, definitely, that's a question we've all wondered. So then I straight up look at him. He's still looking around.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah.
Through the fingers.
Like, yeah.
And then I'm looking at him, and I'm like, that's not what you're thinking about. And he goes, yeah, no, that's not what it is. And then he told me, what did you say?
Just just let her know that I like you. I'm not gonna say everything. Just let her know that I like you and what I feel and
you kind of were like we've been hanging out for a little bit, and I just want to see where you are with me and stuff like that.
Just expressing our feelings.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, yeah, I definitely like you too, and
it wasn't like that. Obviously, it wasn't like that.
No, yeah.
But just to keep it.
Yeah. And that's how we
expressed
our feelings for each other.
Yep, and how buildings are built.
Next question. What type of boundaries do we set in a relationship? I can think of some. So one of the boundaries that, it's not that we set it, it's just like we respect it, I feel like, is our quiet time.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I know sometimes in the morning he either hasn't texted me, or when he does, he's like, I'm gonna do my reading. So I'm like, okay, bye. I just like, bye. Or like during the day, I'm like, yeah, during the day he texted me, what are you up to? I'm like, I'm reading the Bible. Can I text you later? Cool. We never had the talk of we never disrespected that. It was just like, okay. It was just his natural boundary that we set. Another one was like not alone time with the other person, with the opposite sex. He definitely, this one we didn't set together, but he respects the boundary of my curfew, and he gets me home on time.
There's just some of the boundaries.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't sat down and we're like, all right, this is a boundary, this is a boundary, this is a boundary.
Yeah, it
just kind of just happens. Those are some of the boundaries that we've set.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously more, but there's everything that we can share right now.
Okay, this one says, Naisha, do you battle comparison or impatience when it comes to the timing of engagement? I don't know how we start this one. So, okay, I definitely have not battled comparison, but oh my gosh, there was a time where I went on Instagram and literally every single post was engagement. Like someone from our school was engaged,
Gosh.
proposed to, and it was like, I promise you guys, I would scroll the next day, another person, the next, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And then like in my head, the immediate first feeling I got was just like, oh, that's nice, you know, like I cannot wait to experience that. But then once I really thought about it, like, no, like I'd rather wait, because the reason why we're not engaged right now is because we have like a plan and a goal of saving.
Yeah, we have goals that we can reach if we're just patient.
Yeah. So, and one of them is mainly saving and like to get our house and stuff. But like it's in the moment that I'm just like, oh, must be nice, you know. But I have sometimes compared. I don't think I've been impatient where I'm like, oh, like, like I don't think I've been like that. It's just been like I cannot wait. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And then once I like, when you the beginning stage of a relationship, you're excited to already start building life with this person. So like I'm like, right now we could literally get an apartment and be great. And so sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, we could literally like get married tomorrow, have an apartment by like next, But then it's like, no, but if we look at the bigger picture, it would be worth it if we would just wait and if we're just patient right now. And obviously like you want it to happen now, but I feel like when it happens later on, we'll look back at this moment and be like, yeah, I'm so glad we waited. So the next question that we want to answer is, what has been your favorite memory of this year?
Oh man, there's so many.
There's
so many. Nash just asked me this quite a bit of times. I always just tell her like my favorite memories of the times when we're just like laughing, having fun together. But this one time, she looked super. She was super super happy. Like I left that night and I was like, dang, she was really really happy. It was snow day. She loved snow day. She loved it so much.
So snow day is like a Christmas like event, and it's like you walk in, it's like Santa's village, and like there's like a bunch of Christmas sceneries and stuff, and we got to meet Santa Claus.
Oh yep, and then also a recent one is how happy she is with her job. She recently just told me a whole in total like 5 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, like 8 minute, 3 minute, whatever, however long audio of how much she loves her job. And I was like, yeah, I'm so glad she loves her job. That's one of my recent memories. But there's a lot of memories, but for sure, snow day. We can put up a picture.
Yes.
So you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that day.
Snow
it
day?
was so, cause that day, he like told me like I think we were celebrating one of our months. I don't remember which one. We've done so much.
No, it was just a Christmas thing.
No, it was for a month. You that was your gift to me.
Mm.
And yeah, and so to me, me knowing that he knows that I would love that, and like me knowing, because it was a bit pricey, so me knowing that he was just like willing to like pay that for me, because he wouldn't do it for himself.
No, I wouldn't go by myself now.
Yeah, and so me looking at everything, I was just like, oh my gosh, bro, I feel like the toppest girl in the world.
Yeah,
and I'm at the top.
She loves Christmas.
I love Christmas.
I wanted to make sure she felt.
And I love pictures. So it was Christmas pictures, Santa Claus, everything in one. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do it again this year?
Yes, if it's different. Yeah, for sure if it's different. If it's not different, then we're not going to go.
It was my favorite day ever.
What is one thing that your partner has taught you to love about yourself?
Everything. Yeah. Okay, the main thing that I can think of is my hair.
That's so funny.
That sounds weird, but I have, for those of you who don't know, naturally really coily curly hair. And since I was a little girl, I would always do treatments to kill the curls. And once he like found out that I had curly hair, he was just always like, and I showed him pictures, and like the way he was just like, you look so beautiful, and I'm like, okay, And every time I just wear it natural, like you always remind me that like I look beautiful. So I'm just like, okay, this is a different type of love that I've never gotten about my hair. You know what I mean? Like I've always been told, or that like straight hair is better, and he prefers my curly, which I'm like, that's my natural. That's who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main one I can think of. But just everything, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, My accent.
I love her accent.
But yeah, what are we?
For me, is I believe just my body in general. Because ever since I was little, I've always been like the fattest. Not the fattest, obviously, but I've always been overweight. And I didn't lose weight until 7th grade, going to 8th grade. I lost 55 pounds, and when you lose weight, obviously you're not gonna have a 6 pack or whatever. You're gonna have some after effects.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always had like that like security of like like longhas, pecho, that type of stuff that you really can't avoid. I mean, you can't avoid obviously if you're super healthy and all that. I understand, but she's definitely taught me like, dude, like I love you just the way you are.
I
So
do.
just love yourself, and it's helped out a lot. Like I used to never wear white shirts, um, just plain white shirts. Like I wear white shirts, but this would be like on top. But I used to not wear white shirts out in like in shorts. Now I wear white t-shirts without even having a care for the world.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, that's all the questions we had today. Thank you for those of you who asked. We love responding to questions. And if you have more, you can always comment and we can respond to those. We're always reading the comments. And yeah, thank you guys for the support too. Like I noticed all the like nice comments, people liking. We've gotten a lot of likes on like each video, which means so much to us that you guys to know that you guys like our videos and the content that we're putting out, and always let us know like what other videos you want, because sometimes we're like, what do we do? So let us know if you like some type of vlogs and you want more. Let us know. And yeah.
Yeah, and like the reason we still, I mean, I think every content creator wants support, um, but I mean, everyone has a nice reason behind their content. But I believe the big reason we have is the things we want to do with this YouTube stuff, and we can't do that without the people watching. We can't do that without people's support. And we want to make sure you guys come along this journey with us to reach the goals for this channel, because the things we want to do are just things that we know that will represent Jesus, that will represent the gospel, and represent true love. And yeah, we just have so much that we want to do, and we need y'all support. We need y'all support on this journey and just everything that we're doing.
Yes.
So before the video ends, make sure you guys like the video, share the video, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and be on the lookout for the next video. Okay? Bye, guys.
Bye.